Majestic, Marie, and Laura. Got the wrestling world right here, no need to go far. All girls podcast, bringing vibes so grand. Talking power bombs and peaches, we've got the upper hand. With a smile, positivity, and tales of the ring. From Eddie Kingston's moves to each title swing, we're here to cheer, laugh, and maybe even cry. Join us on this ride, let's kiss that heel goodbye. Peaches and power bombs, let's start the show. Where legends come to dance and superstars glow. Listeners, come closer, hear the stories flow. With Majestic, Marie, and Laura, watch your fandom grow. Every episode's a celebration, moments that we hold. No storyline too big, no champion too bold. For the love of the sport, for each crowd's thunder, wrestling's in our hearts, ever full of wonder and grow. Every episode's a celebration, moments that we hold. No storyline too big, no champion too bold. For the love of the sport, for each crowd's thunder, wrestling's in our hearts, ever full of wonder. So raise your signs high as we speak the truth of epic rivalries and glory of youth. From Eddie's grit to the diva's reign, in every bout there's joy amidst the pain. Oh, peaches and power bombs, let's start the show. Where legends come to dance and superstars glow. Listeners, come closer, hear the stories flow. With Majestic, Marie, and Laura, watch your fandom grow. Watch your fandom grow.
Hey, everybody. We do have guests. I don't know what happened, but they were here and now they're not, but I'm sure they'll pop right back up. Let me see if they left a message for me. No, they did not. So we'll just wait for them to come on back in. We have the guys from Straight Up Wrestling Show. Lucas is here and Eric Thunder is here. Welcome to the show. We are located in Georgia, the great peach state. So that's where we're from.
Peaches and power bombs. Good to have y'all here. We have a little bit to talk about. I don't know a whole lot. Well, when Harry gets here, it's gonna be a minute.
Yep. We'll wait. Christine says, "Hey ladies, how are you? Good to see you. I love your intro so much." Yes, we have the best intro song in all of wrestling social media, bar none. No one can touch us. Like CM Punk, no one can touch it.
And it's so happy and quirky and fun. You know,
Okay, so they had to restart their internet, so they will be on shortly. So let's go ahead and take care of some business really quick. As always, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and my microphone buffer fell off, and I don't know where it went. Anyway, like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends about us here on Peaches and Power Bombs. We try to go live once a week, weekly, and then of course, Ray and I come on Wednesday afternoon. So make sure you check us out. And of course, we always have the Briscoe brothers get us hyped up for the show. So here we go.
Ain't no way, chick. Ain't ready. There ain't no way, man. Ain't ready. Ain't no way y'all could possibly be ready. You can say you're ready as many times as you want. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Y'all boys ain't ready. There's no way, man. Talking about they anxious. You hear them, chick? Hey. Somebody losing sleep. They losing sleep, baby. Man, I've been getting the best sleep of my life. I've been snoring, baby. Snoring. I've been snoring. Dreaming about this ass.
All right. There we go.
I was sitting here thinking about, tag teams. They announced that Adam Copeland and Christian are going against the Young Bucks at All In.
They are.
I'm so looking forward to that. But you have FTR on the roster. There's a lot of rumors about Kofi and Xavier coming to AEW. Like, what a time to be alive in tag team wrestling. Like,
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, I was about to put y'all on our monetization, and then we'll have commercials through the whole thing. People get up. They'll be like, "Yo, commercial, you cutting me off." They've been saying on our last few broadcasts. We just, I just been letting the commercials roll through the show, and we don't see the commercials when they come on. And so all our friends and everything continues to say they're getting cut off on the podcast with all the commercials and everything. So
yeah, a lot of people have been TKO. 5 minutes of a show and then 45 minutes of commercial.
Oh man.
Hey, that sounds like your typical wrestling program every week.
Exactly. Exactly. So.
Yeah.
So have y'all started?
No, not yet. We were just kind of taking care of business and everything first. But I do want to ask y'all if y'all saw the video that Xavier Woods, also known as Austin Creed. Did you see that video that he posted?
Yes, I did. I saw that last night on his TikTok. And it was very, 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 very subliminal. A lot of people think that the ringmaster was Triple H. Me personally, I just say it was TKO in general. And obviously, Triple H being quote unquote the face of that branch of TKO. But it was very emotional, especially when they had to look back and see Big E with the broken unicorn, the horn and everything. It went ahead without him. Yeah.
I am not ashamed to say that I cried when I saw that.
Oh, yeah. It was a tug at the heartstrings moment.
Yeah. A lot of people in the comments were like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
Right, yeah.
It was done wonderfully. I love how they put that together.
All right, so do y'all think that they are still going to continue to wrestle? Because at the end of that video, it shows them in human form, and everybody says, riding into the sunset. So they were walking towards the sunset. Do you think that that's them telling us that they're retiring, or do you think that just means that they are finally free?
I don't know. I'm just going to say they're going off and writing another chapter of their career, whether it's personal or professional.
Okay.
I really can't say, but I'm just gonna go on the safe side and just say they're going into another chapter.
Okay.
Now, would it be good if they still do wrestle? Yes. But honestly, we have seen Xavier Woods has not been healthy for a long period of time. He might wrestle for 3 or 4 months, and then next thing you know, he's out like half a year. So I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but whatever they do, I wish them the best. And selfishly, as a fan, I would love to see them come back. But if they don't, I'm still fine with it.
Right. Whatever, that keeps them happy and healthy, basically.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Before I got cut off, I'm really interested. They put a lot, like you said, they have a lot of subliminal messaging in there. So who's to say they might come out with like a tell-all podcast or a book or something like that? You never know. But yeah, the fact that it was very colorful New Day. I really liked it, and so I'm right there with y'all. If they wrestle, great. If not, that's okay too. Kofi is like the sweetest guy ever. I met him twice, and I cannot tell you how sweet he is. Like, he is such a good, down to earth guy. Like, when he won the WWE title, I cried.
Yeah.
Like, nobody deserved it more than him.
Yeah. Kofi is a good guy. I've met him a couple of times here in Greenville. Met Xavier Woods, Big E. And the one time I actually brought my merchandise to a show, I got everybody's signature on my first box of Bootios. And I got them to sign the 3-pack of the Funko Pops that they had, all 3 of them together.
Yeah, I got one of those.
The only person I was missing that particular day was Xavier Woods.
Oh.
That was the only person. Everybody else signed it. Big E signed it. Kofi signed it, except Xavier Woods. He was the only one that day. When I finally was like, okay, I'm just going to bring some merchandise, get him to sign it, he was the only one that didn't.
That's funny because I have one as well, and the only person who has signed it so far is Xavier Woods because he's the only one that I've actually met. All right, so guys, we have a really big weekend, of course, coming up. We have the biggest show of the summer, basically, for WWE. Their second biggest show of the year, and this will be the first year that SummerSlam will be 2 nights. So I have it broken up in night 1 and night 2, and we'll just start with night 1 and keep going. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sound good.
All
sound
right.
good to me too.
Well,
Nina has decided to give herself a bath and lay down.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to start off on the women's side, and we have a 6-woman tag team match with Fatal Influence versus the Bella Twins and Paige. Nikki Bella, of course, making her return last week, and from ankle injury, and her sister and Paige will be taking on Fatal Influence, and of course Fatal Influence won the titles off of Brie and Paige a couple weeks ago on Saturday night's main event. So they are the champions. Of course, there's no titles because all 6 women will be involved in this match. So Harry, we'll start with you. And what do you see happening with this match?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you right now. Give me a minute, Chris. I'm gonna let you go ahead and I think go with it, and then if y'all don't mind, because I was sitting there sharing everything. I kind of got a little lost. Give me a minute.
Okay, no problem.
I think that Fatal Influence it's best if I think they go over.
Okay.
Obviously Charlotte, Paige, and all of them have had their time in the sunshine. Looking at it like, okay, we know who they are, we know they're established, but let the new girls get their shine. And I'm glad that they got the tag team titles because when I look back at it, I'm like, what was the point of Nikki Bella and Paige really having the titles? Them having the titles, what did it prove? They're, like I said, they're solidified, they're stars, they're good to go. Let the new girls, let them show their stuff, let people get more familiar with them, because as we know, everybody doesn't watch NXT.
Right.
So let them prove themselves to the fan base or the fans, should I say, that don't get to watch NXT and really aren't familiar with them. Let them familiarize themselves with Fatal Influence and just let them go over. Now, obviously they're heels, so if you gotta, get them some heat, then go ahead. Let them, cheat or whatever. But I would say let them go over. Just me personally.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, adding to what Chris said, since y'all wanted me to start first, but going over, veterans like the Bella Twins and Paige is definitely gonna up. It's gonna pretty much up their ceiling. It's gonna take them to another level to have Fatal Influence win that match. And I think as far as the wrestling match to, with putting the whole thing together, Fatal Influence, those girls are pretty, they're pretty talented. Now, as far as Bella Twins and Paige, they are going to wrestle more of the old school way. And one thing about Fatal Influence, they wrestle in that old school way too, but they have more of, more sense of the modern age. And I think that's going to be a good contrast in that match. And yeah, I'm kind of with Chris. I think Fatal Influence should go over. I wouldn't be mad if Bella Twins and Paige go over, but you just had these ladies win the tag team championship, even though it's just not for the championship. It's a six woman tag team match. You still want to build that tag team. You want to build them to something special. So having them win that match would pretty much, I think, elevate them. But you do not want to destroy the mystique of the Bella Twins, especially with Brie coming back wrestling and Paige. So it's kind of like a conundrum.
Just to let you guys know, it's the other way around. Nikki Bella was the one who was hurt, and she is the one who just came back. And Brie Bella
Nikki
was,
Bella.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my mistake there.
No problem. All right. Well, Alora, do you want to give your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll add on to that. It's going to be a 6-woman tag, which is, fine by me. It's kind of like the veterans against the rookies.
Yep.
I do think Fatal Influence has had a very strong impact on the roster or on SmackDown, and I think they're definitely going to go over. They're going to find a way to, cheat and get the win. But that being said, though, like JC Jane and Fallon Henley, they're really, really good. And Lainey Reed, I really don't know that much about her because she replaced Jasmine Nix when she decided she didn't want to renew her contract. So it was kind of like she got lucky and was able to fulfill, take up her place. And I've seen some of her stuff, but as far as in terms of personality and stuff, I think Fallon and JC are kind of ahead of her in that aspect, but I do think Fatal Influence is going to win.
Yeah. I think that Fatal Influence is going to win too, and I'm going to add on a little bit to this that I think that the Bella Twins are actually going to turn on Paige at this after this match. Paige is going to be the one who takes the pin, and the Bella Twins will turn on her. And then sometime down the road, I'm not exactly sure when.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I'm not exactly sure when, but sometime down the road, I can see Paige maybe recruiting AJ Lee to be her partner in facing down the Bella Twins at some point because they have that history together.
Yeah, I could see that somewhere down the line. I could definitely see that a possibility.
So I think that everybody is in agreement that Fatal Influence is going to win this match in one way or another.
Oh,
yeah. Speaking of, this is my ringtone. Hold on. I'll see if it plays.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, there it is. Can y'all hear that?
Not really.
Yeah, that's a good ringtone.
Hold on a second. Timothy is giving us breaking news saying that Boner City Machine Guns just appeared on Collision, so they debuted. Why we wouldn't do that on a pay-per-view or
they're in Detroit. That's where they're from.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I didn't know they were in Detroit.
I understand that. They've been in Detroit a while now, haven't they? About 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
they've been in Detroit.
Because WWE was just there a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but I mean, for a couple weeks, I know AEW has been there too. Well, past few shows, I think. So I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of WWE. I'm not.
Yeah, they had a really good Dynamite last night, and that it went over like 30 minutes. But yeah, I knew Collision was tonight, and me and my brother we were like, Okay, we're going to see Motor City Machine Guns tonight.
Right. Well, I hope they're successful there.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be very interesting. I think they fit very well in AEW, but yeah, it's gonna be where they fall in line as far as on the cards and the pecking order of things is going to be very interesting.
Well, I was saying before. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that even though both companies have a little bit of a problem with their tag team division, I do have to say that AEW does put a little bit more emphasis and clout into their tag team division.
Right.
So I think that they'll fare a lot better because WWE just hates tag teams.
You heard about
so I think they'll.
Didn't you?
I don't know why, but they hate tag teams.
Yeah, they don't put any kind of emphasis on it. It's like I don't know what it is. You trying to build stars, build individual stars, but as far as I remember, that's one of the fastest way to build a star. Is put them in a tag team because when you have everything cluttered up and you don't have anywhere to put somebody, have a spot. Tag team wrestling, because you don't have a lot of tag teams actually going at it. You always had a chance to really build somebody, or take somebody who's a veteran who's already a star and put them, and pair them with somebody and keep that star, keep them leveled up. That was a great way to do that. But now it seemed like in wrestling now we have lost that art. That art is not there, and it's sad. It really is. But
well,
Tony,
and even go ahead.
fine.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and even with that, there's a lot of people, like especially back in the day, there was tag teams that were so connected that had such great chemistry and was just connected with each other that you couldn't imagine one without the other. Like,
that's right.
I mean, would the Rock and Roll Express or the Midnight Express be these legendary tag teams that we think about if they were in the climate of today? No, they wouldn't have made it like that. So it's a shame because tag team wrestling is probably is my favorite form of wrestling. I love it when guys act like a cohesive unit like that, like FTR and the Steiner brothers and et cetera, et cetera. So it's a shame.
And I mean, if you look at Edge and Christian, I know Christian. I was trying to call them by the names that they are now. But yeah, already said okay. But Copeland and Adam Copeland and Christian, So, but basically, if you look at them, which I was looking at them last Wednesday on Dynamite, you look at them, and even though they're older and everything, you still see that chemistry that they had back in the day, and they wrestle so smooth. I'm like, wow, it's incredible. I wish that they can just. The WWE especially can look at that. Somebody can go over there and look at that and say, wow, look at how they gel together, how, easily, that they know exactly what each other going to do in the ring generalship. Why don't we try to go back to that and create stuff like that again? But like you said, it's gone. It's not there no more. Even though we do have some tag teams that are sticking together, but we need that. We need those type of units again, because that's one thing I was telling Chris. I said, one thing that gets to me about all these attacks and and things like that is just, back in the day, you had somebody who you can count on. It's just like, you and Alora, me and Chris, been friends for years. It's somebody that we can always count on, even if you get upset with that person, you can always count on them. Always, that they have your back. And that what was special about wrestling is that just about everybody in wrestling, especially if you was a face, even if you was a heel, there was somebody that you always can count on. Even if you had beef with that person somewhere down the road, you can always count on them later on and not have 2 and 3 different times that they're turning on each other. And right. And that's just human nature in anything. People like, hey, where's your, like Chris, before Chris, we had a friend named Dre that was with me all the time. And when me and him stopped hanging out with each other and had a little, little tiff, Chris was like, man, you guys were like, like peanut butter and jelly. You guys, stuck together all the time. But and then, later on we come back together years later. But yeah, you have to have that in life. And I think people, kind of like maturated toward that in wrestling for, that, hey, wrestlers always have somebody's back, like Ricky and Robert, Stan and Bobby Eaton, those people, even if they wasn't teaming at the time, that, hey, they still, 100% with each other.
Right.
I was going to say that just before you guys come back on, I was telling Marie how, they announced Edge and Christian against the Young Bucks at All In, which is so exciting, And you got FTR, now Motor City Machine Guns. There's a possibility that Kofi and Xavier could show up there. Like, what a time to be alive for tag team wrestling. Like, what?
Yeah, if all of that comes together, that'll be some really beautiful things happening.
Yeah, that would be a good scenario, but those in control have to know how to orchestrate that whole thing and make it actually look, dare I say, presentable.
Yeah.
And where it can make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be booked right. I mean, because you go back, if you look at, and I'm going to say this is the greatest period of tag team wrestling that I ever seen, and that was back when the Crockett era when they had the Road Warriors, they had the Rock and Roll Express, they had the Russians, Nikita and Ivan Koloff, they had the Midnight Express, they had the Fabulous Freebirds. That's just 5 of them. They had the Nasty Boys, and then you had the Steiner Brothers. They had that's 7 teams in that one. That was an NWA, WCW at that one time, and they was able to make something magical happen with that. It was so good that they had to create the United States Tag Team Championship because you just had that one. They was vying for the one championship, and plus they had the Mid Atlantic Tag Team Championships, which they disbanded. But it was such an incredible tag team scene, and then you had the Warlord and Barbarian come up from that. You had so many different tag teams that came up from that, and it was just the scene was incredible. It was just unreal. And if AEW can get half of that, if they can get it halfway like that, I mean, they have something very special, and they can actually overtake WWE. If they could get tag team wrestling right, they'll overtake them straight up, because like you said, Marie, it's something that's not focused on in wrestling, and you said yourself it's your favorite part of wrestling. But if they can get that right, if they can get that element right, you'll bring a lot of people that's not watching wrestling back to watching wrestling if they can get that part right, that tag team division.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more exciting when it's done right than one-on-one or whatever. Guys, I see all of your comments, and it is going to be impossible to read all of your comments tonight because thankfully you guys showed up and showed out. So thank you for that.
I see Lucas in the house. What's up, Lucas?
So I'm just going to read a couple.
Yeah. He said, "Don't forget Arn and Tully. He's an old school guy too."
They was there too. That's before they was called the Brain Busters. They was in the NWA.
I know, man. I got a problem with you anyway, man. You talking about they can overtake WWE, man? This ain't no David versus Goliath situation. Listen, happened one time in history.
I'm talking about if they can get it right, Chris. If they can get everything right, they can. Look. Like I said before,
we talking about Tony Khan, man. Here.
I don't care, man. Just like I said before, and I said this earlier, and I have a short on that. Listen, AEW right now have the better wrestling product. They just do.
No, we did agree on it.
Yeah, we agreed on that. They have the better wrestling product.
They
do.
Now, the World Wrestling Entertainment, which I'm about to say World Wrestling Federation, they know how to present their wrestlers and make them look like they're stars, even though people aren't out there cheering like they used to or anything like that. For some reason, and I know television has a lot to do with it. They present their television better than anybody in the history of wrestling.
Mhm.
But for some reason, even besides Roman Reigns, everybody looks like a huge star. You know, Cody still looks like a huge star, which he is. CM Punk, huge star. You know, you even got Jacob Fatu coming up in there as a huge star. They even fooling people that Solo Sikoa is still a huge star, and this guy was losing to everybody. And now they got him looking like
Wait a minute.
Did you see how everybody was like all for Solo on Monday? Like Solo was the greatest person ever Monday, according to the IWC. Like,
I just want to acknowledge the fact that Harry just said that Jacob Fatu was a huge star, and if anybody ever comes on to our watch-alongs, you know how much he dogs Jacob Fatu for some weird reason.
Hey, there's no doubt about it. I dogged out LA Knight too, but LA Knight is a star. I mean, look, LA Knight has to manufacture it himself.
Yeah.
But you know what? If he was in AEW, he wouldn't be able to do that. He would be popular, but he would not be as popular as he is in WWE. Now, think if WWE put a little bit of machine behind that dude. They could put 20, 30% of what they did with Jey Uso with that dude. Man, he would fly, he would fly through the roof. But
he needs to win Money in the Bank this year.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, it's like I said, they just know how to present their guys and make them look like they still just these big time, larger than life, big time stars, like they out there in the general public. Yeah. And I think it's a waste that they continue to spend money on these mainstream stars and bringing them in and all that, because it doesn't make a difference. Because the people that's watching WWE is wrestling fans. It's not the general public. I mean, you may have a few people that turn the channel. Oh my gosh, what is Jalen Brunson doing on there? Oh my gosh, what is what Garcia, Ricky Rock? Well, what the boxer who's on there? I forgot his name. He's one of my favorite boxers.
It's different now though, because this is the age of streaming. So if you want you're not going to get a stray a channel surfer anymore, because streaming is intentional. You don't just search
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, you're hardly gonna have anybody. I mean, most people, even though I have direct TV, I basically stream. Now NXT this week, I hooked my boxes back up and found out that I can get, watching it, so we can start streaming it. Start watching it again. But it's on my box, and I hate using my box. It's usually just streaming. You go straight there. So, like you said, Majestic Marie, people are not just they're not just turning the channels. It's a whole different ball game. So if WWE wants to strike gold like they struck gold back in '84, when they hooked up with MTV, everybody watched MTV as far as young people. We all watch MTV, watch videos all the time. So
We're
everybody
showing our age, everybody.
Yeah, but everybody that was young at that time pretty much caught on to that and said, okay, man, let me check this thing out. And then next thing you know, they got 28 million people watching on Main Event. Right, so, basically every wrestling fan, which I done told you plenty of times, 26 to 28 million people used to watch every Saturday morning, and that's, during the territory days. But they got 28 million people, which I just now thought about that. They got 28 million people watching on Main Event. So just about everybody that watched wrestling was in tune to that show.
Yeah.
And don't forget as well, with the Attitude Era, it was like starting to get its footing with the when Mike Tyson and Stone Cold got into it, like that. That was like on the front page of the newspaper the next day. I remember that. I was I think I was a sophomore in high school when that happened. Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school, and I remember that. I remember it being on the front page of the newspaper, and I remember a lot of my classmates would come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, did you see that last night?" Like, the excitement, all that. You don't really see that anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that was
my nephew. He's just like, eh.
Yeah, basically they were doing maybe about 18 million a week watching, and basically they did lose fans at that time. But the difference is that wrestling never had a mainstream audience like that watching on prime time. They was watching during prime time on on Monday night. So you had,
Right.
Anywhere from 12 to 18 million people watching it week in and week out. And it was the cool era. That was the time that you could talk to anybody about wrestling, or you could be at your job. Me and Chris, we was working for Publix at that time. And we sitting there, we're in a group and we're talking, and customers will come down and we talk about wrestling, and then customers will join in to the conversation. It happened. It didn't matter. You look at that person, you wouldn't think they was a wrestling fan, but they was wrestling fans. It's just like mom and have her kids, or some dad or whatever. But it was the coolest people. That you would think. You look at those people and be like, man, goodness sake, he look like he should be on GQ. On GQ magazine or something like that, and he'd be joining in on the wrestling conversation. It was unreal. It was unreal.
Mm-hmm.
I was that go-to person. Like everybody, if they had a wrestling question, especially when dirt sheets started coming up, like I was their go-to person. Oh, so what'd you hear this week? And it's so funny because even like 30 years now, like 31 years, people still come to me sometimes. So, what do you think about this? I mean, it's funny. It's funny how things have presented themselves over the years. And even my nephew, when he's interested in something, he'll come and talk to me. Oh, so what did you think about MJF losing the title or something? And we'll talk. And so.
Well, if anyone is involved in wrestling right now, I know one thing that they're going to be talking about, and that is, can you believe the pop that Solo Sikoa got on Monday Night Raw last night? So I'm going to reel it back into our SummerSlam program here, and we're going to do the next one is the Bloodline, which is the Usos, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa, Royce Keys, and LA Knight. And Alora, we'll start with you. What do you got?
Oh, wow. Man.
It's a 6-man match back to back. Wow.
So, yeah, that was not on my 2026 bingo card. Solo being the greatest person ever on Raw Monday. But it was really funny. And LA Knight was really funny too, because he like imitated the Haka dance.
Yeah, that was funny.
I do like how everything is kind of folded in, because Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu go back. LA Knight's been kind of going in and out with the Usos. Then Solo's their brother, and he's like, I'm not coming back to the Bloodline. Because Royce Keys and
sorry.
And so the blood I don't know who's gonna win. I think the Bloodline's gonna win though, but I really hope that Royce Keys gets a very good showing here. I think he's great, and so I'm glad to finally see him on the card.
Yeah, I'm glad that Solo Sikoa people are finally realizing how good he actually is. I know they kind of suppressed it for a little while, but if you've ever been to a WWE live event of any sort, televised or non, if Solo Sikoa is on the card, he is interacting with the fans in a way that I haven't really seen in a long time. He is hilarious and very underrated. And his facial expressions are out of this world. They're so great. He's so funny, and I'm glad that he got to really showcase that on Monday night. So
at SmackDown last year, Shayna, my best friend, actually got a good picture of him doing just like this, because the MFTs were losing. He just was like.
Yeah. He's pretty funny. But however, I think that the Bloodline wins. Now, whether this happens on the pay-per-view night, but I can kind of maybe not on this night, but eventually, I think that Royce Keys is actually going to be the one to turn, not Solo Sikoa, and he's going to Jacob.
Ooh, I like that.
Look. I mean, you may be on to something, Majestic Marie. You may be on to something, but I don't trust Solo. That's all it is to it. But after hearing what you after listening to the synopsis that you gave of him and how the fans are really into him, I do think they will keep him on that side for a little while. Yeah. Maybe a couple more months, and because they're gonna soak in everything. They're gonna milk this. They're gonna get as much as they can off of that, and then I believe Solo is gonna turn. Maybe Royce Keys will go with him, but Solo is a bloodline member. He is. I don't care what he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a bloodline member. I agree with that.
He is their brother. And like I say, hey, they played football together, man. They drunk out of the same water hole.
Yeah, you got some that are supporting Solo turning on him.
I'm gonna ask y'all a legit question.
What's that?
Okay, so in the bloodline right now you have Roman.
Yep.
You have the Usos.
Yep.
You have Jacob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why do you need 2 enforcers? That makes
because
no
I'm part of the
whatsoever.
bloodline too.
Because he's family, not necessarily that he's going to be the enforcer.
It's
so
not
serious.
that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when it boils down to it, man, what's the name? The Four Horsemen, Tully and Arn was enforcers. They really were. I mean, now now I'm looking at the past before they got in the Four Horsemen. They both was enforcer type guys, and they made it work. You trying to tell me that stuff can't work? Because when it boils down to it, Roman is the real enforcer. Roman is going to do what he wants to do.
Roman's the head, man. He's the chief.
He's the head. It don't matter if he's.
Honestly,
it doesn't matter that he's the head. He is.
If Solo comes back into the bloodline, I don't see him just going back into the role that he was before the bloodline. That silent, "Rawr, I'm scary, I'm going to attack everybody." I think that he would actually have a little bit more involvement than that. I think they're doing a really good job with Jacob Fatu, not necessarily being an enforcer, but just being the wild card of, we don't know what this guy's going to do because he's crazy type of thing. He's out of his mind. He's
only
he's
person
the
in that
one.
group.
He's the one causing chaos, right? So Solo Sikoa, to me, I think he's been showing way too much personality for them to just turn all the way back. I don't think. Why are they setting off fireworks right now? That's ridiculous.
Oh wow!
If you hear that, I am so sorry.
All
so
right.
I don't see them going back and doing a 180 and going back where they came from. I think that they've done too much work with him.
Yeah, Jimmy.
I don't think. I'm just gonna stamp my flag and I'm going down on this hill. I don't say Solo turns. I think he's gonna stay face and go off and do his own thing and win a single title at some point. I don't see him going back in the
What? I mean,
I don't see. Man, okay. Why would you put him? Why would you put him in a position where he's actually showing his personality, got the fan support, and ain't even done it for at least 3 months, and all of a sudden, I'm back with Bloodline. I'm attacking people again. And
hey, we're talking about Triple H right here, okay? we ain't talking sensible right now. We're talking about Triple H.
Man,
hey,
y'all ain't talking sensible. Hey, drink the Kool-Aid.
No, man.
Well,
Look, I think. Listen, as far as I think, it needs to be a complete finish of the faction before Roman goes. Look, before Roman goes off and goes back to do what he's doing. Because look, they have been teasing that since they started this whole bloodline thing. Who's gonna come next? Who's gonna be? But not at one time when all of them has been there. All of them has been in that one bloodline faction. I think they are gonna complete it. Now it may break up, but I would like to see it completed. I would like to see that's just my thing. I would like to see the whole thing completed. Now, would it blow up? Maybe it will. Because look, you have, like you say, you got Solo now. His personality is coming out. You got Jacob Fatu, who's just a wild man, just all over the place. And if Jay is the loudest one when it boils down to it. Jay is Jay got a big mouth. Jay is like me. When it boils down to it, Jay is gonna shut everything down. But Roman now, if he wants to be, like I said, everything's gonna go behind Roman. Now, if Roman leaves, then you're gonna have those 4 left. Okay. Now then I see that whole thing crumbling with that 4. Now for a while, it'll stay together, but it probably will crumble. But man, hey, I want to see the finished product. I think it'd be great if they finish the whole bloodline and say they all together. That's family. And, you know, they can run with a family run. I mean, they can have a big, huge family run and don't even have to really focus on the bloodline and just say, hey, we're all family. And hey, nobody comes in before family. And do that thing, man. I would love to see that.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks now and how weird it is. But just now thinking about this situation, the bloodline are not necessarily heels in this situation.
Yeah, that's true, Christine.
They are towing the line big time because Jay's still doing his running it back, yeeting stuff. Roman is a baby face as well. And, you know, Solo doesn't exactly have to turn heel in order to join them because they're not really heels anyway. This whole card is full of babyface versus babyface, by the way. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's this. Yeah, I've noticed that.
This match, Roman versus Seth, Cody versus CM Punk, Chad Gable versus Penta. There is a ton of babyface versus babyface happening on this card. It's weird.
Oh God.
Yeah, which obviously we never would have seen back in the day, of course.
Heck no.
And if you did, it was a rare occasion.
Yeah, and it definitely was scientific too. Even if these guys could not wrestle in that way, these guys were putting holes on each other. They were locking each other.
You definitely wouldn't have 4 of them, right?
No, definitely
no,
not.
you wouldn't have 4. You definitely wouldn't have that. If you did, then you would have every match would have been like a 15-20 minute draw, and people would have been sitting there like, who do I clap for? And just wait, you know. Oh, he got a headlock on. It would have been crazy.
Well, speaking of babyface and heel, the next match, I think it's very clear who's babyface and who's heel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a very clear cut.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Now, I will say this, going into this match, I'm glad Nick Aldis actually gets to show his ring prowess for those who've never actually ever seen him wrestle, which in this demographic is probably a lot of people that's never seen him wrestle.
Yeah.
So this is going to be very good. Now, how much of a step did he possibly lose since we last saw him when he wrestled Cody in the first All In? That I don't know. But either way, it's gonna be a good one. I expect there probably is gonna be a lot of referee leniency in that when it comes to the rules, because I'm sure Nick's gonna do some underhanded stuff to Gunther, because payback, and things of that nature. So I think Nick should win this. I think, but then again,
to be fair, he was NWA World Champion as late as 2021 because he was NWA World Champion when I went to an NWA taping. So it's been a few years, but it hasn't been as long as when he wrestled Cody. And who knows? He might have been just keeping up with his training just to be like, okay, I'm going to stay ready in case we ever have an opportunity for me to be able to get back into the ring. And Nick Aldis is really great. For anyone who has never seen him wrestle before, you're missing it. And I want to ask, why have they not shown a video package showcasing some of his older footage or whatever? They have a partnership with TNA. They have a partnership with NWA. Why are they not taking advantage of that and saying, look, Nick Aldis actually
he's that dude. Yeah.
Formidable. Right.
That is a good question. And you're not the only person that I've talked to or heard ask that question. They should have been trying to pull the trigger on this. Been like, like let's say Adam Pearce would have came to the ring or something and would have been confronting Gunther or whatever about the whole situation about him attacking Nick, and be like, hey, Gunther, you really don't know this guy you're messing with just because he's wearing a suit and tie every week. He's a real monster, man. If you don't believe me, just look at the clips. And you could have went to a whole montage right then and there.
Yeah.
You know, why they haven't done that? That is beyond me. I really don't know.
Man, look. I think Gunther knows about Nick. Okay.
Yeah.
He knows. And I think as far as him attacking Nick Aldis and the way that he went at him, it's like he was trying to tell the story to people that, hey, this guy's a former wrestler. He can take it. So I'm going to go at this guy because he's been doing that for a while now.
Yeah.
You know, going at him in certain ways, taking certain jabs at him, but not really attacking him. And then finally he went ahead and attacked him. But he basically was trying to put out to the crowd, to the public, that to the wrestling public, that, hey, this guy, he can wrestle, he can defend himself, but he's getting on my nerve. And hey, I'm gonna teach him a lesson. But you know, my whole thing about it as far as the match, because I'm gonna try to get this thing over so we can continue on.
Yeah.
But as far as the match, I hope Gunther wins the match. I'm not rolling with Nick Aldis. Now I like him. I loved him as a wrestler. I thought he was a very good wrestler. But Gunther do not need to lose this match. He loses this match, like I say, there's another drop for Gunther. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because I'm telling you, people have not forgot that he lost the way he lost to Jay. People still on that. Gunther does not need to lose this match.
But if he does lose,
he doesn't.
I would say if Gunther does lose by disqualification.
Yeah, well,
something like that where you're still
I can see that.
not
I can understand that.
tapped out or something like that.
I can understand that. But if he lose straight up to Nick Aldis, that's not going to be good, and it's not good for the WWE. Gunther needs to go over in this match. He needs to be 100, between 20-point difference as far as the strategy. But Aldis, let him get his stuff in. Both of these guys go at it. Go ahead, Jesse Marie.
Do you think that this is Nick Aldis is going to kind of use this as his last match? Do you see Gunther retiring him because he's been doing that a lot lately? Or do you think that he's just going to beat Nick Aldis and just carry on?
I hope it's not a retirement type thing. I hope they don't use that. That's something that they need to go away from.
If Brock Lesnar's retiring Saturday, I don't think they should have Nick Aldis retire too.
Right, because both of those matches are on the same night.
Same night, yeah.
Alora, did you give your thoughts on the Gunther versus Nick Aldis match?
I mean, y'all pretty much said everything, but I like to see Nick Aldis win. But if Gunther wins, I'm not going to be mad at it. I just know that's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I'm looking more towards the looking forward more towards the actual match than the outcome of it. All right. Well, speaking of Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, that match is next, and it's in a Hell in a Cell. I'm in a I feel torn on this one because Brock Lesnar is probably one of my favorites in WWE. I think him and CM Punk are tied for my favorite WWE guys, and so obviously I am always excited to see him win, but I think it wouldn't make sense if Brock Lesnar won. So I will not be upset if Obafemi wins, but if this is Brock Lesnar's last match, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be in my feels a little bit because I've been losing all my favorites the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let me lighten up the mood. I just thought Obafemi was so hot Monday during the weigh-in.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let me fan you off.
Anyway.
Hey, you're gonna make Robin jealous now. Don't say that too loud.
Yeah. Just lightening up the mood here.
Before. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, we lost her.
Go ahead, Chris. No, unless Marie
Well,
gonna talk.
before I hand it back off to you fellas, I am going to say this. I do think that this is going to be Brock's longest match since that last man standing match with Roman Reigns. I think it'll be about 20 plus minutes.
Mm.
I can see that because what is the point of having a quick Hell in a Cell?
That's true.
That makes no sense whatsoever, having a
Hell in a Cell is going to be a minute.
10-minute Hell in a Cell match. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hell is for eternity. So
exactly.
I remember they did tease that.
Yeah, I would say Oba should win this, because this is a rubber match. And Brock has nothing to prove by beating Oba, nothing whatsoever. No. The man has done everything. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer if he chooses to go in.
I mean, the only reason why he would win is just to keep me happy. If they want to personally keep me happy, that's the only reason. Happy too if he
Timothy's gonna keep your hopes up.
I mean, I'll be very happy if Brock wins this match. I want Brock to destroy Obafemi. I want Predator to go down. I want Predator. That Obafemi is Predator. I want Predator to be done. I'm tired of the Predator move or the Predator pose or whatever. You know, hey, you guys can't see me, but I'm trying to do the Predator pose that he does all the time. You know, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I don't want to see no more Predator pose. I don't want to see no more walking out the ring with that goofy walk. I don't want to see none of it. And that's all it is to it. Look, it's not that I don't like this dude. I just don't see the ceiling. I don't see this guy progressing no farther than what he is now. He's a C- wrestler. And I ain't gonna say C-, he's a C+ wrestler. He's gonna be a C+ wrestler from here on out. He's not gonna get any better than what he is. I hate to say it. You know, I've been watching this stuff too long. Been watching this over 50 years. This guy's not gonna get no better. And like I said, and it's not that he's a star. I mean, but his stardom is not gonna go any farther. That's all it is to it. I don't see this guy. You know, I don't see him being a transitional star, somebody who's going to transcend the sport and bring a lot of people in and watch it. You know, even though there's a lot of people out here, over this, over that, you can do that all you want to.
I think.
And look, if he beats, go ahead.
I think that when it comes to Oba, less is more.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly right, and that's the reason why if they do that 20 minutes, I'm gonna be upset.
Good presence. He has a good presence, good presentation. He's good on the mic. You know, for a guy his size, he can really move, I think. And you know, he's just came up on the main roster, so you know, there could be some room for improvement as far as your opinion goes. I enjoyed him in NXT, so
yeah. But let me ask you a question.
I kind of think of that too, because like they do so well in NXT, and then in WWE they could only do so much.
Okay, I think Timothy Oba. Listen, look, nobody can sit here and tell me that this guy has progressed any since he was over in NXT. He has wrestled the same way since day one. The same completely way.
That's the point.
Bob Backlund is one of these guys who didn't need to progress no further than what he was. He's a complete package.
Can I ask you a question, Harry?
Yes, you can.
We always gripe about them not doing things the traditional old school way, but he is like the big. I mean, he's a baby face, but at the same time, they're kind of treating him like that monster character where he destroys people in a matter of minutes, sometimes seconds. And that's how you build stars. That's how they did it in the old days. So how can we know that Oba's not going to make it if they don't even try?
Hey, Warlow was a monster too in AEW now, wasn't he?
AEW is not a good example of this because AEW. Hold on, AEW is a totally different company, and they value their smaller guys over their bigger guys, because there are
Majestic
more of
Marie,
the lucha libre, jumpy, hoppy
Hey,
stuff.
Hey, listen, I agree with Majestic Marie's point here, but I'm trying to get her on my side, man. Okay.
It ain't
Well, I
working.
don't think so. Look, I think this is for everybody in our comments and for everyone here, okay?
Fight me.
Yeah.
Fight me. Fight me. Fight me. Don't fight me.
We're definitely having one of those.
Listen. I'm being straight up with you. The guy can be a huge star. The guy definitely.
The big star, he's better than Moose.
Because
Man, Moose beat him. I don't care until he beats Moose. Moose got him 1-0. Okay, listen. Okay, now, of course, the guy gonna be a star. He can be a star and everything like that. My personal feelings about him. I don't like him. This is my personal feelings about him.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just messing with you guys. I'm giving you my personal feelings about him.
So you feel about Oba? How you feel about Moose?
Harry gonna fly on this hill about Oba.
I'm not gonna say I feel the same way as I do
On that hill.
about you feeling about Moose, because I like him to a certain point. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? And I think he's good for the business. But I want this guy to go over to Japan and come back and be another Stan Hansen. Because Stan Hansen, you just be running around the ring and just clothesline people. That's all he used to do.
Yeah.
I mean, when
Can I ask
Japan
you
come
a
back,
question?
and the guy was incredible. That's what I'm saying. I want him to go and I want him to improve.
If
these
you
different things.
ask anyone on the street whether they remember guys like Stan Hansen and a few other like really solid people, or do they remember people like Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, or The Rock, who had a limited move set as well, but they were just so oozing in character and charisma and natural likability that it resonated with everyone. I mean, what is more valuable to a wrestling company than power, star power, and or you know what I'm saying?
Look, they're gonna remember. Listen. I'm gonna tell you like this, and this has been straight up. Hulk Hogan, Rock, and Stone Cold, they all had the power of the New York media machine behind them. Okay.
Yes, but it wouldn't have worked if they didn't have that natural charisma and that natural creativity that they were able to pull it off. If you can't pull it off, you're not going to do it, because there has been plenty of people who have had the New York thing behind them and it fell flat.
But that's true too. That's true too.
You got you in the corner here. How you gonna fight your way out of this?
Really, man. I'm just saying, as far as Stan Hansen goes, he basically was in Japan most of his career. 50% of his career, 60% of his career was in Japan. And then when he was pretty much in the States, he bounced around. He went to the WWE for a little while too. Well, World Wrestling Federation at the time, but he never did present himself in that manner. He never tried to present himself in that manner. He's known basically for, wrestling and being a brawler. Mm-hmm. I mean, so even with what you saying right there is, you could even put somebody like Roddy Piper up against those three, and they still more popular than Roddy Piper, even though Piper had more charisma, actually, I could say, than any of them when it boils down to it. It's just that,
I think they're all on that. I think, besides Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold, I think, although they might have demonstrated it in different ways, I think that they had just as much charisma as Roddy Piper did. It was just executed in different ways.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Okay. Now you watched the territory days a lot with me. Okay. Yeah. Now, do you think Stone Cold Steve Austin, you saw Stone Cold Steve Austin in WCW?
Yeah.
Do you think now Roddy Piper was a monster in the territories when he was in, his charisma, people was crazy about him. What was Stone Cold Steve Austin, stunning Steve Austin? How was his charisma? And do you think he ever would have got over in and I'm talking before WCW, Mid Atlantic, and all that with him.
Oh no.
And the
Have you
Rock,
have you
okay,
seen?
with the Rock? Give me a minute. Do you?
Okay,
the
okay,
Rock,
okay.
Was able to be bigger than Roddy Piper with the way he carried on now? He was perfect for WWE. I don't think, in my opinion, that wouldn't have worked in the South. I just don't think so.
Have you seen the videos of Stone Cold in ECW?
Yeah, I remember him in ECW. Yes.
That's when the leash was taken off of him, and even when he went to WWE, he had the leash on him for a little while, and he was like, "I'm tired of this crap. Give me some. I'm going to do something else." And they had enough faith. I guess they decided to have enough faith in what he wanted to present that they ran with it, and it was a hit. I mean, I don't want to. I agree that to a certain extent, this is a wrestling product, and you should put a lot of emphasis on making sure that you present a good wrestling product. But I was just thinking, what is their goals? They want to make stars that people are going to remember, and so they're going to put more emphasis on that, unfortunately.
Hey, believe me, Stunning Steve Austin, which I done told Chris plenty of times before, that's my favorite. I like Stunning Steve Austin better than I like Stone Cold. It's not that I didn't like him. It just,
he had that neck injury, and so he had to change his style.
Yeah,
so
he had to change style. I love Stunning Steve Austin. I even liked his promos, but I'm just saying it was not the same as Stone Cold Steve Austin. When he became Stone Cold Steve Austin, goodness sake. But I love Stunning Steve Austin. He was incredible.
I like Cat Dad Steve Austin. I live for the post on Instagram.
Yes.
I love Cat Dad.
God almighty, man. Cat Dad Steve Austin.
Yes.
Yes.
He
Go
posted
on
it.
his Instagram.
There's a bunch of cats, believe it or not, which is crazy to even think about.
Stone Cold and Poncho is the best tag team of social media.
Yes. And then you got their sidekick Macho, and then
oh man.
But listen, before we do, let's jump on all the rest of the stuff. But could you go down a list of some of these people? You don't have to read their comments. Just name off some of the people.
We can see y'all in the comments.
Hi, Alma. Hi, Timothy. Hi, Christine. Hi, Eric Thunder. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in there. Like I say, we just want to acknowledge that you are there, but we're just having a conversation, and we're going off on a lot of different tangents here.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody knows that this is in good faith, and that we all love each other, and it's just to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No doubt about that.
All right.
Well, next we're gonna talk about
Trouble. That's me.
I hate that song.
I love that song.
You actually like that song?
Yes.
Oh wow.
What song was that?
Liv Morgan has a song out that she came out in WrestleMania in her entrance.
Yeah.
Those are
Trouble. That's me.
All right,
even Mina's singing it. Can you hear Mina singing it?
All right, who you got, Harry?
It was interesting to say the least.
Who you got for this one, Harry?
Gosh.
And it's for the title.
I did it again.
Man, I usually I would pick Io Sky. I won't Liv to win this match, man. Good stand Liv Morgan. She got so much personality, man. It's just she just cracks me up. She really do. And
she does.
And you think this is what you see on TV or something? If you go see her when she's on Unreal, you really truly see her personality.
Yeah, and when she this girl can come out of nowhere. I mean, you in a match with her, or even if you're not in a match with her, she can come out of nowhere and hit you with something that's just mind blowing. And you're just like, wow. And you've seen her do the same moves over and over, finisher and everything. But man, the way she does it, it's incredible. And it seems to me that she's not the absolute best. But the way she presents herself and the way that she performs, it seems like she's the best. And I just want to see that continue on, man. I really do. Even though, like I said, EO is incredible, but we all know what EO can do. We've seen one EO. We're going to see that same EO. She wins the title. We know she's going to do incredible moves. She's going to do incredible aerial moves. She's going to do incredible striking. We know that, but she's not going to be as unpredictable as Liv is. Liv is just very unpredictable, and I think WWE actually needs that right now, especially in their women's division. So yeah, I would love to see her win the match. So I'm gonna roll with Liv Morgan with this one.
Okay. All right, Chris, what you got?
Hey. Me personally, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if it was a no contest some kind of way. Because granted, yes, EO
is a trip.
is a favorite in this match, but like Harry said, we've seen what EO can do, and we know what Liv can do. Even though Liv isn't the best on the mic, and EO, she definitely isn't the best considering her broken English and everything. But I don't know. I really don't know. Now, if it was Liv versus somebody else, I would feel more excited about it. But since I've seen this song and dance before,
yeah,
I really feel neutral to the whole situation. Oh, but see, thank you, man.
Yeah, we've already had this match with Queen of the Ring, so
yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that was a waste, but her and EO had a really good match, though.
They did. But now I got a question to ask for you ladies.
Okay.
What was the point of having Liv in the Queen of the Ring?
Right.
0.
Why? Why do you have the champion in the tournament and you're going to put the champion in the championship match? What? That makes no sense.
Yep.
That's like that one time when Brock Lesnar was WWE champion and they put him in the Royal Rumble. I'm like, what is he going to do? Fight himself?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I just Liv's reign this time around hasn't really been all that memorable for me. So
she hasn't defended it.
Yeah, exactly, and so I would like to see EO win, but I think they're going to go with Liv because obviously that's they're very high on Liv, and I get it. Liv has worked hard and came a long way.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think that Liv Morgan is going to win this match, and because I think that they're trying to hold on for that that rematch between her and Stephanie Vicaire, and Stephanie should be getting better. I think so.
Yes, she was out.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling that Liv Morgan, they're just holding on to her until they can get back to that.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, there is a population of the male wrestling demographic that we do miss the devil's kiss. In the words of Booker T.
Oh God! Look, that's one thing I don't look forward to seeing again. I mean, straight up. I just don't want to hear what's the name doing that. I don't want to hear Booker T doing that, even though she's on the, like I say, she's on the upper card. And now she's not. So Booker T will not be around. But every time she do that, then you hear people with that chant moaning that.
He made it popular, man.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my gosh, man.
Well, he was the one that liked Trick Williams. He was the one with Trick Williams.
Oh, I know he was. Yeah, he sure was.
Eric Thunder says there will be a surprise return during this match. It might be Stephanie Vicaire. Who knows?
It could be. It could be.
Oh yeah.
Which I wouldn't be mad at that at all if there is.
We have finally came to the main event of night 1. We still have a whole other night to go through, and it's 9:30. So we have the WWE Championship on the line between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. I personally am excited for this match itself, but I have not liked the build. The build just seems manufactured and not organic, and it's just been awkward to me.
I agree. It is. I just don't. Yeah, I think they're having a hard time putting that together. But to tell you the truth, I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you market it? And yeah, they're having a hard time with that. But wow, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
if this was a match that they wanted to go for SummerSlam, why did they even put the title on Sami Zayn to begin with? Why didn't they just have Cody retain? I mean, CM Punk had to win the title in his hometown. No, he didn't. He's already done that. All he had to do was come out there at the end of Monday Night Raw and look Cody in the face. That's all he had to do.
You could have had a great
do this rigmarole.
Yeah, this right here could have started off a great 5 to 6 week feud between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes for Sammy's title. They could have kept the title on Sammy. It would have been more exciting if they would have done that.
You sound like Scott Lawson now.
Yeah, Scott was in here too. But I'm just saying they definitely could have did that, because this right here, it seems a little awkward. For some reason, it seems a little awkward. Yeah. Now, as far as, usually I wouldn't say this because I'm always for Cody, but CM Punk needs to retain this title. Cody he don't need to have the title for a while.
No.
Need to keep it off of him. And the reason I'm saying that, it's not going to hurt Cody.
No.
Cody's not going to be hurt. Doesn't matter if he goes the next 5-6 months without a title. It's not going to hurt him. Let's see. But as far as CM Punk, which I know you like him, Chris, I know Majestic, I know he's one of your favorites too. CM Punk, I say a 4 to 5 month strong run, and then somebody come and challenges him and maybe take the title off of him. But I don't care to see Cody take the belt from him. Now, I would like to see Cody get the belt again, but later on down the road. So I say CM Punk. I'm going to roll with CM Punk in this match, hopefully.
Now, I will say this, and I saw on somebody's TikTok, and yes, the internet is still undefeated. Somebody did a split screen top and bottom, had at the bottom CM Punk staring at Cody Rhodes. And at the top of the split screen had Beavis versus Butthead. I was like, wow.
That's okay. I haven't liked the build up, but that's a little far.
That's a little strange.
I was like, yikes. I'm like, I see the humor in it. Granted, I see the humor in it. But I was like, man, as far as this match goes, I will agree with Harry. Cody really doesn't need the title. Now, would I be upset if Sammy at some point gets involved and causes a DQ or some sort, and then Cody actually gets the title or something? I wouldn't be mad, because then you can kind of go with this thing with CM Punk and Sammy.
Right.
I can see that. But if it doesn't happen, that way, I wouldn't be mad if CM Punk keeps the title.
Okay.
Just really quick, Alora sent me a message saying that she was feeling really, really unwell and had to jump off. So lots of well wishes and prayers to
all prayers to Alora Presley.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, hopefully she start feeling better.
I agree with you, Harry. I think CM Punk needs to win this match. I would not necessarily a heel turn, okay, but just a frantic, going a little crazy Cody Rhodes that he just can't. It keeps CM Punk keeps getting one over him and things like that, and he's kind of fighting with himself a little bit. Are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
We're good.
I'm just putting this on our screen. I thought
And
we already had
Cody,
it on there, but I didn't.
I can kind of see this is not going to be the end of CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. This is going to be a continuous thing. And I think that Cody Rhodes is going to slowly drive himself crazy because he can't beat CM Punk.
Now, I could possibly see that. That is a very, very, very strong possibility. Especially if Cody feels like he is justified and is the anointed one to have that title. I could see his point of view on, being upset because he's tried everything and he can't beat CM Punk for whatever reason. I could go with that theory. But like I said, I don't think Cody actually needs this title.
No.
He could just, lose, however, whether it's clean, whether it's, interference from Sammy, if they go that route or whatever the case may be. But yeah.
Well, he had the title for the majority of 2024, half of 2025, and he's had it all summer. Yeah, give or take. So
yeah.
I mean, I don't think that he needs it. Not like it was back when he was facing Roman. He doesn't need it.
No.
That's true.
Timothy is asking if you're streaming for NXT next Tuesday night.
We gonna try to, yeah,
try.
because I can.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can get on my thing now. So yeah, most likely yes.
Eric is saying no Naomi as far as a mystery attacker in the
because she has had the baby now.
Yes, but she hasn't it hasn't been long enough. I mean, it's only been a few months. The baby's only at the most 6 months old, maybe even less than that. So she's still breastfeeding and all that kind of stuff. Is she still doing that? So she's still that's not enough time to come back. That's
most likely, yes. She will not be back.
No. So, sorry, Eric. I can't wait to have Naomi back. She was on the run of her career.
Oh, yes, she was.
And I will say this, and I'm just going to keep it short and sweet on this one. Why is it, looking back at the history of Naomi's title runs, every time she gets the title, something always happens where she has to drop it?
Wow.
I know. It's just either... I don't know, timing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whether it's a good thing for, like I said, them having their first baby, which is a blessing, or she just gets injured or something happens, where she has to drop it. And I'm like, man, it's like you're right where you want to be, and then you got to take 5,000 steps back.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, both of those timings was out of anybody's control. It wasn't anyone's fault. It just life happens.
This is true.
All right. So let's move on to night 2 before we're here all night.
And then we'll be here night 2.
Yeah.
I want to emphasize that, I have been on several watch-alongs with you guys in the past couple months.
Right.
And I like the silly part of wrestling. I think it has a place. They are starting to overexpose Danhausen. And this is too much for me.
Okay. Now listen. Now this is what I was afraid of. Now I done told you. I said the same thing to you, and I said the same thing plenty of times to you, Chris. Right? I said this is what I'm afraid of. That they will do something like that. It's okay, especially if wrestling is hot. If the product is red hot, yeah, you definitely need to throw in that comedy a little bit. You use it, definitely use it. But when you have something that's good like that, because Danhausen, that has been good. Definitely they have made a lot of money off of it. But when it gets to the point where it overtakes your program and it becomes like one of the main things, like I say, because it's right up there. You got to say it's right up there with, with what's going on with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. It overshadows that, actually. Yeah. It's right up under what Roman himself is doing. You
They're
don't
making
want it,
this, yeah.
you don't want it to be on that level, but you do want to keep it up there. But yeah, they went too far with it this Monday night.
This is
Was
That
it Monday
segment
night
on
or
Monday
Friday?
night was
Good Monday night. That was outrageous.
awful.
Yeah, this puts me in the mind of the latter years of WCW, Viagra on a pole match.
God,
That's what this puts me in the mindset of.
Yeah.
And as bad as that was, this is right up there with it. And I'm just like, come on, Dominic is the AAA mega champion.
That
That title right there deserves so much more respect. I mean, you could bring on, instead of having this match, you could have that Dominic wrestle La Parka for that title instead of having this match.
yes.
I mean, anything. I mean, come on, you can have him wrestle Psycho Clown for the title instead of having this match.
Yeah, Eric Thunder cracked me up. You and Chris laughed my butt off.
I don't think that I would be so offended by this if it wasn't for the fact that Danhausen is wrestling Dominic Mysterio, because before all of this, Dominic was one of the very few true heels that was getting real heat on this show.
Yeah.
You could see a trajectory that, oh my goodness, in 2 years, this guy is going to be WWE champion. That's what I was seeing.
Right.
And now I'm like, why are we trying to kill his momentum like that with this? I mean, if it was Danhausen versus R-Truth for Human Money's on a pole match on a Monday Night Raw, I wouldn't have been so upset about it.
That makes sense.
But,
those two, that makes sense. But Dominic Mysterio, AAA Mega Champion, that.
And I'm not saying that Danhausen should never have any interaction with your top heels, with your top people, because him just going in there and cursing Dominic Mysterio before his match and losing the Intercontinental Championship to Penta, that was different. That was okay. But this whole thing with the Judgment Day has just been way too much. He's dragging them down, and I hate saying that, because I'm a big Danhausen fan, and I think he has a lot to bring, but it's been too much.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Richard Hood?
What's up, Richard? What they need to do, honestly, whatever this cloning or individual that he's got on the bed on the sheet, Frankenstein's monster, if you want to call it that, they need to go ahead and get that ball rolling and get that going, and then move on, and then might have Danhausen wrestle some matches and have whatever that person is on the gurney come out with him or whatever, and just move on with it. Because, like I said, this right here is just,
Yeah, Timothy, I didn't see that. I don't know about Chris. He may have seen it. He watches AAA more than I do.
I haven't seen this past AAA. I got to catch up with last week and then go to this week, or the week before and then this week. But yeah.
All right, Ray Dean, Adam Cole is king. WWE has too many faces versus face. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. But as far as this match go, I mean, like you said, Marie, they have overexposed Danhausen, and they have to pull it back. And I don't know how they could. I don't know how they're gonna do that here. They definitely need to do it some kind of way, but you got to do everything you can to have a good match. But it's getting to the point where people are actually tired of Danhausen. Now, if they have a segment this Friday night and it's horrible, and it goes, and it, like I say, it even overexposes it and kills the character even more, they're gonna have trouble when they do this. Come this weekend. So man, they need to pull it back just a little bit, and gradually kind of fade it out a little bit. Don't fade it all the way out, but fade it to the point where it's supposed to be in the show. So I don't know. But
I mean, in contrast to how they do things that they could have done, even if he was interacting with these bigger, higher on the card guys. I mean, if you take someone like R-Truth, who has had interactions with Brock Lesnar and John Cena. And the he was sort of part of the Judgment Day for a little while, but it wasn't. It didn't feel goofy. I mean, it was goofy, but it didn't feel goofy. This just feels overall goofy and like, what are we doing? That's how it feels.
Right. And I remember, and Chris, I think that was the first thing that, I mean, when we first started watching it, well, Chris was watching it before I did. And Chris was like, man, this is the worst Raw. I think they just killed Chris's move, as far as that segment goes right there.
I couldn't even watch it no more. I was just like literally in the middle of it. And they were like, you are cursed.
I could not believe that. I was just
that was bad. And I feel bad for Joe Hendry too. Them pulling him into all that.
I couldn't even watch the rest of the show because of it. I was like, I don't even care what happens next.
I watched it, but I was like, okay, it wasn't as bad, but then after the show was over with, some of the people that we usually interact with, some of the podcasters that me and Chris interact with sometimes off the show, oh my gosh, wow, the way they dogged that out. I was just, and not just that segment, they dogged out the whole show. The show really wasn't that bad. It was a 2.5. I'd say 2.5.
That part was the worst part of the show, but
exactly.
The rest of the show is fine. Solo Sikoa was amazing. I loved him.
Yeah, exactly. But it, like I say, that right there just overshadowed the show. And it just, and that's all people can remember. And that's all they can think about.
And I hope this match doesn't do that at SummerSlam.
Oh, gosh.
I hope and pray it doesn't. Because for your second or third biggest pay-per-view of the year, that would not be good.
No.
5 to 7 minutes tops, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not a bunch of the overproduced Minniehausens and players and all of that kind of stuff. Leave that off.
Yeah, we don't need the lollipop, Gil. I hate to say it.
No. All right. Well, we're gonna bring things down to a more something that is actually worthy of a pay-per-view spot on the show, and that is for the United States Championship. We have a Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. Now, I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen a whole lot of this actual feud, so. My take, I don't know. I don't think they should take the title off of Trick Williams, but I don't know how this feud is going, so I don't know how the actual feel of their storyline is. So I'm gonna let you guys take it over.
It's really not a feud. It's basically just Baron came back and attacked Trick, and because he attacked Trick, he's coming after the U.S. title.
Yep.
And then the next week, he attacks him again. Oh, he's coming after the U.S. title. Trick, you need to watch your back. Baron Corbin's coming for you. And then a couple of weeks later, here you go. SummerSlam, we have a match.
It seemed pretty personal. I mean,
well, at least Baron Corbin attacked Trick Williams, unlike our 2 world title matches where you're just like, hey, you want to wrestle? Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. Now, I don't care for Trick. I really don't. And look, it might be personal with me.
Yeah, you and Oba and Trick, man. Y'all just
no. It has nothing to do with Oba. Trick Williams, he played football at my school,
and was the best thing ever.
And he was trash. Okay, so maybe I can never get over it. And this guy couldn't catch a football. Maybe I can't get over it.
He caught
okay,
man.
But look, as much as I did like Baron, but if Baron ain't coming out there with a stain on his shirt, if he don't have a mustard stain on his shirt, I don't want him winning the title. Okay, now if he comes out there with a mustard stain on his shirt, give this man a title, shoot him to the moon. Okay, but if he
so
comes
you want him to eat a corn dog before he goes out there? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, this man needs to be broke Corbin the worst. He lost all his money now, because remember, he got rich there for a while.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
He done lost all his money, and Trick was the corporate. Now, what they need to do is say Trick got this man into buying some kind of stock or whatever. This stock went down, and he lost all his money, and now he's eating corn dogs again. He got to stay on his shirt. Okay, that's the reason. And then,
Clip of this.
if Baron can say, "Look, that's the reason why I attacked this dude, because this guy came to my house and told me and said, let's get in on this together." And Trick said, "Hey, I got the title and everything like that, but I need more money. I need more lemon pepper steppers in my crib. I just got married, man. I need even more money. You got all the money and everything. Help me, help you. Now, I got this insight on this great stock." Okay. And then Baron decided, hey, he put some money in, the stock went up the next week. And then Baron said, why don't I put a little bit more money in? It went up again. Then Baron decided to put the whole enchilada in it. And then next thing you know, that stock that shot up, that thing started falling like the Titanic. And Baron got pissed off, decided he's going to attack this dude. So he attacked him twice and said, hey, the best way for me to hurt him is take his gold first. And I got to build back up my money. But right now, all I can afford is some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I ate that before I ate this corn dog. And now corn dog is splattered all over my doggone shirt. The mustard. That's what needs to happen.
That is the best thing that's ever happened on this show, I think. I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip.
Yeah, that's gonna be the match, man. The mustard stained shirt on a pole match for the U.S. title. For the US
Cuban
title.
monies.
Yeah, there you go.
On mustard.
Oh,
But yeah, this actually could be a pretty good match. I mean,
Yeah,
so
it will.
we know Baron can wrestle.
Yeah.
We know what the man can do.
Mhm.
We haven't seen him in a while unless you've been following MLW. And we know what Trick can do. Granted, it's a little limited, but Trick he can work for what he's worth. And his charisma is helping him hold that U.S. title and then putting a different twist on the U.S. title, which I'm not mad at. Now, like I said, via storyline, they really haven't had too much interaction.
Okay.
So from that point of view, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for Baron to actually win the title. But I could see it extending maybe a couple of weeks to a month or so, and maybe somewhere down the line, Baron gets it then.
right.
But as of right now, it really, as far as the storyline point of view, it makes no sense for Baron to actually win.
Yeah, exactly. Because Baron, he's been, even though he's a known commodity, he's been off the plate for a while.
Yeah.
So you want Trick and Trick, and people still looking at him as, somebody that's moving up the card.
Yeah.
That's somebody that's special as far as with the WWE, with SmackDown. You want to continue to keep that going and let him maturate and become better. And because I did see where, I did see on a couple podcasts where people were just dogging him out as far as his in-ring ability, which I always harp on. But hopefully somebody like Baron Corbin, they actually brought Baron in to, basically they similar in size and everything, to help him, become even a better wrestler. So hopefully Trick Williams can take this win.
I just want to make sure one thing. If Baron Corbin puts the end of days on Trick Williams, he can't kick out.
Oh, there's no doubt. I hope not.
That is the best finisher in wrestling, right? In wrestling, and I don't want anyone to kick out.
Have anybody ever kicked out of that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, believe it. A lot of people kick
I always
out
thought like
today.
a couple people done kicked out.
Only two people have ever kicked out of the
I
end of
thought
days.
so. I thought it was only two people that only
Really?
kicked out. Yes, there's not many people that kicked out of that, man. I didn't think so.
Let me
But
see
yeah.
who it is. Sorry.
So
I'm
Timmy
curious.
think Oba and Trick Williams are future stars. I think Oba is. Not sure about Trick. I'm not.
I take that back. Only one person has kicked out of the End of Days, and that was Drew McIntyre.
Okay, yeah. Our actuality, I thought it was one, but I was kind of like pushing it up to two.
I thought it was two.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, next up, we have a number one contender match. Whoever wins this match will get to face either CM Punk or Cody Rhodes at a later date. Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn.
Wow.
I'm a little bit on the fence because I like what Finn Balor is doing right now, and I think has momentum. But on the other hand, I think that Sami Zayn, just for him to be in the title picture for like 5 seconds, I don't know. I'm on either way, but I think Sami Zayn needs to win a little bit more. But if Finn Balor wins, I won't be too mad.
I like Finn a lot. I mean, Finn is probably my favorite. If you throw AJ Styles back in WWE, those are my two favorite wrestlers as far as skill wise in the company. Timothy, did Harry just make a storyline for Triple H? I wish he was listening to that. I mean, he can have it. Straight up, he can have that.
You can't go wrong with mustard shirt. I mean,
no, exactly. But yeah, I can definitely roll with Finn as far as in this match. I love Sammy, I really do. But I mean, I will say, even though Sammy did get the world championship, and I would have loved to seen a 4 to 5 month run. I'm not going to sit here and say he deserves it.
I was going to say, where's Scott Lawson at when you need?
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say he deserves it. It's just that Sammy, in all actuality, I believe Sammy could hold the title in it, and he can make it actually look believable. He has the skill to do that. But when it comes down to these two wrestlers, man, and Finn Balor, his skill level is just incredible, and he doesn't get the credit that he deserves either. So you have both of these guys. There's things that's being taken away from both of them. So I think it don't matter to me when it boils down to it who wins this match. The truth of it.
Yeah, I see this as I get no credit for my wrestling skills on a pole match.
Yeah.
Because we both know that these guys are incredible wrestlers. And we know they have a skill set like none other in their own right.
This has the potential of being the dark horse.
Yeah,
it really does, especially if they're allowed to truly show what they really, really can do.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, granted, we've seen Sammy wrestle a million times, but take him off a leash or loosen up his collar a little bit. Let us see some stuff that we haven't seen before, which we know he still has up his sleeve. And the same with Finn Balor, Let him show a little bit of that New Japan Finn Balor, just a smidgen. Put a little something extra in there.
Right.
And like you said, this match could be the best match out of both nights. Even there's really, quote unquote, nothing truly on the line except a number one contendership. I don't know which way to go on this one, honestly.
Well, I don't think that they've done a really good job of showcasing this, but both guys have been overshadowed for the past 10 years. I mean, Finn Balor won the Universal Championship 10 years ago, and then he had to give it up. Sami Zayn was only champion for 11 days, and then he loses it. They could have played more into this. Like, both of these guys has nothing to lose and everything to gain, and this is their last shot, I guess. They're both have their backs against the wall, and they could have really played into that, and they didn't. They haven't. So, but who knows? Tomorrow is SmackDown, so they could do a little bit more on that front tomorrow. But yeah.
Man, it's hard. This is a hard match, and it's hard pick. But because of Sammy just now getting screwed like that, I guess I gotta roll with him. I'm gonna go ahead and go with him. Man, it just seemed like Finn is on his way out.
Yeah,
for
but,
some reason.
but that's what I'm saying. If Sammy wins, if they go in that direction, oh, you can't skip me.
Hey, Snowball,
If Sammy wins,
what are you doing?
everybody meets Snowball.
Hey,
Um,
Snowball.
But
Oh, boy,
if Sammy wins, where does Finn go from there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you had him building towards something, and then you just
Mhm.
kind of cut it off and let that whole scenario fade to black. No pun
Right.
Yeah,
intended.
because this is true. They have been pushing Finn since he's been to SmackDown. He was just kind of there on Raw, but since they moved him to SmackDown, it feels like he is actually has, I don't know, purpose and a goal on the roster. Like he's doing
Right.
something, and I think that with the history of how Sami Zayn lost the title match to CM Punk, he can kind of just get up in either his or Cody's faces at any time without having anything, right? He can just go up there and say, "Hey, I haven't got my rematch yet, and that's not fair. I only had it for 11 days, and you come up in here and roll me up." I mean, you know?
Yeah, and that's
So-
what I was saying. Going back to that match, if Sammy, interfered in their match, I wouldn't be mad at it. Long as CM Punk keeps the title, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because like I said, then you can go from CM Punk and Sammy, getting that going back again, and Sammy feeling justified. But in this match,
I do see your comment. I will get to it as soon as Chris is done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. But as far as this match, since you put that analogy out there, I'm gonna go. I'd say I would like to see Finn win it, because like you said, Sammy can just show up and be like, "Hey, somebody give me a rematch," because I was royally screwed. I wasn't prepared for CM Punk or whatever, So I can see Finn, going over on this one.
Yeah, and like this is so 50-50 with this match. It could go either way. And sometimes I'll say something at the beginning of a segment, and then while we're talking about it, I'll be thinking through it and then being like, well, wait a minute, what about this angle? And so I look like I'm all over the place, but I'm just trying to think through the scenario. Eric brings something up, but we can't have people interfering in every single match, so I don't know, but I do want to see Kevin Owens come back. I hope he comes back soon.
Yeah, that'd be great to see. I would love to see Kevin Owens. For some reason, it don't even seem like he's part of the World Wrestling entertainment anymore.
And if you're saying Kevin in some of the latest pictures, he's lost a lot of weight and he looks good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
He's lost weight and he looks good. He looks in the best shape of his life.
But yeah, hopefully he doesn't come and screw Sammy the way, Eric was talking about. And I did see that earlier. But it could happen. It could happen. But
we've seen Kevin Owens screw Sammy so many times that I don't think it would have that shock factor anymore.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to see a lot of interference in this show. It just, that interference has gotten more annoying than Danhausen. I hate to say that. And Danhausen, that's the only time that he really annoyed me was Monday night. That was just bad. But yeah, as far as the all the attacks and all that, it's just a little too much. And it'll be one thing if it was one company that was doing it, but you got both of them doing it, AEW and WWE.
Yep.
So it's crazy.
All right. Well, up next, we got 3 more matches to get through. So bear with us, everybody. Thank you for staying with us for this long.
Well, yeah, we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
We have an interim women's WWE ladder match, and I have a controversial take on that. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it out and see what you guys think. Okay. We have Charlotte versus Jade versus Chelsea Green versus Tiffany Stratton versus a mystery opponent. In my opinion, I feel like this mystery opponent is actually Rhea Ripley. They did this interim thing because they weren't 100% positive if she was going to be healthy enough to come back. So that's why they gave it that thing a couple of weeks ago when they announced the tournament. So now I think that they know that maybe she's healthy. She's going to be the mystery opponent. And this is no longer an interim WWE title match, it's going to be an official title match with Rhea Ripley putting her real title on the line.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right there.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory for sure.
Yes. I
don't know. I might be way out in left field. I'm wrong like 80% of the time. So,
but let's say you're right. Now, if you're right, then I think Rhea will win it.
Yeah.
I definitely think she'll come out as the champion if you're right with your scenario. So with this, but
do you want? I'm kind of conflicted on that theory because granted she's had the title this whole time.
Yeah.
And not once did she ever come on TV until she had to relinquish that title.
She hasn't relinquished it. This will be if she does not show up, it's an interim champion.
Oh, okay.
She's still officially the champion. So when she comes back, she'll be reclaiming the championship and the other person is they'll either wrestle for the official one or they won't matter anymore. They're just a spot holder, basically. So that's why I think it's Rhea.
Yeah, and if it's Rhea, like I said, I'll lay down. I'll pull for her, even though she's not my favorite in the match, because I don't want to see her lose the title I don't want to see her lose the title that way, because I think the title, in my opinion, is more important than that. So I want to see her lose in a straight up matchup, and that's against any of these opponents. She could lose, wrestle, straight up match against any one of these opponents and lose the title. So if they have a feeling, if they want to take the title off of her, they can pretty much have her defend it on Monday night. Hey, right after this show, that would be great. Or they could do it on, they could do it some other time, very soon. But
I would dare say I wouldn't mind seeing Chelsea win it.
Yeah, I would love to see Chelsea win it. What's going on, Ben? Right? But yeah, I would love to see Chelsea
because
win it.
I mean, we've seen Charlotte with it, we've seen Jade with it, we've seen Tiffany with it, and Rhea has it now. I can see Chelsea actually winning and getting a good pop about it.
Okay, so Timothy says I'm going to take away what I'm saying now, because Timothy is saying that Julia and Lash are wrestling tomorrow for the 5th spot. I was just going by what was on the card. I just read the card on CBS Sports and was like, mystery opponent. So that could be Rhea, but it's not going to be. So I'm going to take back what I said.
Okay.
And I would love to see Chelsea Green win it, but I think it would be more fun if she won Money in the Bank later on in a few, whenever it is, and her doing stuff with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think that would be more entertaining than her just straight up winning the title right here. So I'm going to say, I mean, I hate to say this, but I think that they're going to have Jade win win the title here, and then Charlotte is going to chase her for a little bit.
I don't think that it's as intriguing. I do kind of like it a little bit.
It's not,
but it's not as intriguing as Chelsea having it.
I still say Chelsea.
They're making Charlotte and Jade feel very important right now. They're all over all over SmackDown. So
that's true. They are.
But and the bad thing about that, even though they're pushing those two, it makes like those are only two women other than Tiffany you have in your women's division in SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because nobody else obviously gets any recognition or any shine. So
yeah,
I wouldn't mind, like I said, seeing Chelsea win that.
No, I wouldn't mind it either. But I'm just trying to tap into what they'll do, their minds. And, we heard it from the horse's mouth that one of the main creative guys is not fond of Chelsea Green. So you never know. But I think that it would be more fun to see her with the Money in the Bank briefcase and her trying to cash in all year. That would be very
Oh, yeah.
entertaining for me.
How's it going, John Smith? We definitely haven't seen you in a while either. Good to see you tonight, buddy.
I've been.
Hmm.
Yeah, there he is. I think that's too convoluted, Eric. That's too much of a mess, but you know, who knows? They do messy stuff all the time, so it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one thing that is not going to be messy is pretty much we can see where this is headed to from California, as far as I'm concerned. The Intercontinental Championship on the line, Penta versus Chad Gable. I think the answer is pretty obvious.
Yeah, I can see Chad actually winning this.
Yeah, they're building that up.
Yeah, Chad could win this, but in doing so, you really, really have to let Chad show his genuine self.
Yeah.
Let his personality show.
Yeah. Agree with
because just Chad winning the title and being, okay, I'm Chad Gable, I apologize to all the luchadors. Thank you for this championship. That's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it. He's gonna have to dig a little bit deeper, almost like he did with Alpha Academy, you know, have a little fun with it, you know, but being able to flip the switch when it's time for the title to be online, be serious with it. So I can see Chad going with this.
How do y'all? I mean, I honestly, Chad Gable is winning this title. I mean, it's clear as day. I think Stevie Wonder can see the outcome of this.
Yeah.
Do you see him maybe coming out to help defend Alpha Academy after this, and maybe having a little program with Austin Theory with the Intercontinental Championship?
I think that would be cool. Wow. Yeah, Chad. I think Chad and Austin would be great. You know, having a program together, but I'm not sure if they see that. You know,
I doubt they see it too.
Yeah, I don't think they see it. But they need to, because I mean, Austin he's a great talent, Chad had to work for his. I mean, he had to work, and I mean, in Austin, of course, he don't work for his. But the thing about it is, I think they have an oversight when it comes to Chad Gable. They have tried different things when they should have just let Chad be Chad.
Yeah.
And right now, they have another chance to let Chad be Chad. Yeah. And if Chad takes care of Penta, then Penta can, they can bring Ray to Monday Night Raw. They can bring, Penta over to SmackDown, and they can, pretty much do their thing together. I think they will be outstanding. I think they would be better together.
That would be cool, but right now they're pushing Ray more in AAA.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
he's the cruiserweight champion.
Well, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I mean, most likely, like you said, Chad will get this title. But yeah, as far as Austin Theory, I don't know exactly what they're gonna do with Austin, but
because the vision is essentially dead.
Yeah, but I just don't trust them to have that, in their
foresight.
Yeah. I just don't trust them to have that in their vision to put those two guys together. But they should. That would be great if they did. Because I mean, they will have some outstanding matches. I know they will have some 4 or 5-star matches all over the place.
I hope the El Grande Americano stuff that he did, on the main roster and on AAA, mostly on AAA, that kind of opened their eyes to actually how talented Chad Gable is, and maybe we trusted he helped carry one of the biggest storylines of the year in AAA. We can trust him with a really good program on our main roster. So I don't know. I like to try to figure out what is going and what would be good. And I think that Chad Gable could really help Austin Theory pull him up a little bit as well.
yeah.
Even if he doesn't win the title, just having that rub off of Chad Gable would do him some good. Austin Theory is very rated, and they talk about someone who's been held down. Austin Theory is one of those guys. I'm sure because y'all are from the same area that I am. Austin Theory's from Atlanta, so I'm sure that he traveled your all's circles as well as he did mine.
Oh yeah.
And he is phenomenal, and he doesn't get the flowers that he deserves, and doesn't get to showcase what he can actually do.
That's 100% true.
I don't know where the Creed brothers are. I really couldn't care where the Creed brothers are.
Yeah,
to be honest,
they're
in catering, eating pound cake.
Yeah, they have done a great job in making the Creed brothers disappear.
yes, they did. You know, if they put Penta and Ray together on SmackDown, they could set a fire in their tag team division. But I don't.
They definitely could. They definitely could.
I don't know if they're going to do that. They like Penta more than they do his brother. So who knows?
They do.
All right, well, guys, we have finally made it to the last match. 2 hours later, we are finally there. We have the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And I don't care.
Wow.
It's okay, but I don't know. I'm not as invested in this match as some of the others.
I'm going to say I do like the storyline far as Roman being obsessed with Seth since
I like
the breaking
that
up
part.
of the Shield. Because he's like, I still haven't been able to get my get back on what you did about 10 years ago now, more whatever the case has been. And it's driving me crazy. And every time I see you, it always comes to my mind. And I ain't been able
like
to get
that
you
part.
like I want you yet. You know, and I like that aspect of this. But do you want that aspect to be the reason why Roman could lose that belt? And then we have Seth having the title again. And then Roman's gone for however long.
I don't think Seth is winning.
I don't think so. John Smith said wrestling fans are too spoiled. Roman versus Seth is going to be great.
I think the match is going to be good. I'm just not invested in it. That's all.
Yeah, it's not as intriguing as it could have been, or as it should be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will say that. And I'm kind of with Majestic Marie on this. I'm not as invested in this match as I am a few other ones. I'm hoping that Roman is able to close the chapter.
Yeah.
What, on this, on the overall picture of what happened years ago with the Shield. And that would definitely give him peace of mind. But then again, I want to see Seth freaking Rollins do his thing, put in his work.
Oh, yeah, he's going to do that.
Yeah, he's going to put in his work. But I do want to see Roman actually win the match. So, yeah, this right here should be interesting. Should be a good match. Of course, it's going to be a good match. But
it's going to be a good match.
Like I said, it's is it main event worthy? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But when it boils down to it, is it worthy of being, as far as in their top 3 pay-per-views of the year, right here being the most significant thing that's happening?
Unfortunately, yes, because of Roman.
That's true. That's true.
That's the main reason. That's the whole.
No, I'm not saying that it's not going to be a good match. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve to be the main event of one of their biggest, all of these things. It checks all the boxes. It's just coming from just a personal.
Yeah.
I like Roman and I like Seth, but this is just coming from a fan perspective, not I'm going to give my analysis, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Roman and Seth are not really my favorites. So when Roman is usually in the ring with one of my favorites. So that's why I always give a lot of focus before in his matches. But this time, Seth just doesn't really do it for me. There's nothing wrong with him. He just doesn't speak to me. Okay. So that's all I'm saying is that I'm just like, I'm here for the ride. That's all. I'm here for the ride. I don't really care who wins the match, but I have a feeling it's going to be Roman.
I want to ask this.
They're already teasing Roman versus Obafemi, and Obafemi won King of the Ring. So, I mean.
Right.
Yeah. So now you bring that up about Oba obviously winning King of the Ring and kind of putting that to the side to deal with Brock.
Yeah.
Okay. So now with that being in the background and knowing that Oba has that in his pocket and that ace in the hole, Roman wins this match. How long do you all think, you and Harry both, think it should be before Oba actually steps to Roman to make it look like possibly a legitimate threat? With knowing Oba has that ace in the hole as the King of the Ring to challenge Roman.
Can I say?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Harry.
I would say at least about 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and then a acknowledgement in 3 to 4 weeks. Having Roman acknowledge him as a contender, as somebody who's ready, and within 2 months start having it ironed out. As far as a serious contender, I think within 2 months. And that way you can roll into it to where, you got Oba coming, say he beats Brock, which I believe they're going to try to do that. Have him beat Brock. He comes and after he beats Brock, then he's pretty much going through the roster and knocking down some other guys.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I'm looking for the top guy. I'm going for him. Because Roman, even after Roman is finished with Seth, Roman's still going to have a few things to pretty much iron out with Solo Sikoa and maybe one other person or whatever. But his main nemesis is going to be Obafemi, because that's what they pretty much putting out there. But if they take Oba straight from this match and then have him right there as the challenger for Roman Reigns, I don't think it's going to be too much of a threat, in my opinion. Because you need people to eat this thing up.
Yeah.
Because what they're going to do is, say if he beats Brock, then they're going to be like, okay, he deserves this, Yeah. But say if Roman has a fantastic, say this match, him and Seth are just outstanding.
Yeah.
Then people's gonna start making a decision on, hey, is he ready for Roman Reigns? But if you take this down 3 to 4 weeks from here and then take this in 2 months, then they're gonna say, okay, he went in, he started dogging out all these people. He won. They're gonna remember he won over at SummerSlam, and now it's time for him to challenge for Roman Reigns, and he's a serious contender, and he's pretty much done improved even after what he did at SummerSlam. So, yeah, I think it should. That's the way I hope it goes down, that type of way. But knowing the WWE, they probably rush it. So,
well, what I agree with the slow burn, because the steak dinner tastes better than the Big Mac from McDonald's, right?
That's true.
You need to put some tender love and care into it. This is how, if I was in charge, this is how I would do it. Roman Reigns beats Seth Rollins. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we start the very next week. We start having Obafemi call out Roman. But as the rest of the year goes on, because we're on the tail end of 2026, Roman Reigns keeps evading Obafemi like time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Over and over and over again until we finally get to the Royal Rumble. Now, I think that whoever wins the Royal Rumble should face the WWE champion, whoever that is.
Right.
Sami Zayn or somebody, facing CM Punk or Cody Rhodes or whoever it's going to be. Obafemi still has this thing, and he goes, okay, it's the Royal Rumble. I'm cashing in my opportunity. You cannot evade me anymore. And here we are. And either I would not have Roman pin Obafemi, but maybe Obafemi wins by disqualification.
Right.
And the title doesn't change hands. And then we can move that into an actual WrestleMania main event between Obafemi and Roman Reigns, and then have Obafemi beat Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I do like that, but the question is, are we going to have Roman for the rest of the year?
See, that's the thing. He keeps evading Oba. Yes. Oba keeps coming out there and challenging him, and he's like, well, I'm not contracted to be there, so I don't have to be.
Right.
That type of thing.
That's the reason, like I say, I'm looking at a 2-month window and say, I mean, it's going to have to happen. They're going to, as much as they don't want to, it may have to happen on a SmackDown. I mean, not a SmackDown, but a Raw, that he actually wins the title. Now, in all actuality, I think it'd be great if they actually did that.
But they're not going to do
They're not going to do that. Of course not.
That's one of those, I mean, like I said, CM Punk beating Sami Zayn on Raw is one thing.
Yeah.
But when you got your biggest star, Roman Reigns, losing his title on a Raw and not a pay-per-view where you can capitalize more money.
Right.
Yeah.
In that sense, that they ain't going to do that.
Yeah, it would be great if they actually could build it up, and main event wouldn't have went to Peacock. It would be on main channel, Peacock's main channel, NBC, and it will be in prime time, and they could actually build, the audience from there, build the general public to have interest in the match. It would be great if they could do that. But that's just wishful thinking.
Who knows what they'll do? Christine, if this is true, if I get a little bit more time with my beastie, I will be so happy. And if his last match is Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, that'll be even better, because that's my last dream match that I want.
My voice.
That is the last one I want. All right, guys, it's been over 2 hours, and I need to let these fellas go, and I need to let you guys go too. There's a lot of stuff that can happen. So we're gonna say goodnight to y'all, and we'll see y'all next time on the other side of SummerSlam. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go. Good night, sweet peach. It's the end of the show. We hate to leave, but we really can't stay. So good night, sweet